I had songwriting dreams of butterflies and hummingbirds last night, and I know that sounds so strange, doesn't it? I think it's a sign that creativity is just waiting to unfurl its wings. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, who knows? Anyway, guess what? I made an exciting fusion in my dance today. You know the Korean ink wash painting Sumukwa? So I tried incorporating those brush strokes into my dance. Sounds like a painting coming alive in a ballet, right? So fluid, so beautiful. My dance mentor Songyeon was utterly fascinated. And can you believe it? My friend Pierre even suggested fusion of dance and painting. Talk about creativity. Oh, speaking of friends, we had the most whimsical conversation. So, I shared about my dance experience in our chat, and Heejin found it tear-jerking that I was exploring and celebrating my Korean roots through dance. Max jokingly said that my style might inspire AI to design its own dance bots. Imagine for a moment AI-designed ballet dancing bots incorporating painting strokes from my routine. I laughed so hard at the thought. Not just that, our chat eventually veered off to this cat-themed dance mini-game idea. Max and Pierre are absolutely wild with their concepts. Ballet cats, salsa cats, K-pop cats had me laughing my hat off. You can always count on them to take a random thought and turn it into something so incredibly amusing and out of the box. Oh, and then Max turned back to me and asked if I had incorporated dance into my morning yoga practice. I must tell him that yoga with graceful ballet moves sounds like a fun, innovative idea. He always manages to bring in these brainwaves to our random conversations. Now I'm actually thinking about trying it tomorrow. Maybe I should call it yoga-let or bal yoga. Anyway, just picturing myself performing a pirouette in my yoga session is cracking me up. You know, these little things, enriching my dance with heritage, absurd jokes, brainstorming wild ideas, they all brought a peculiarly wonderful flavor to my day. It's like sampling a palette of varied flavors in a dish. Doesn't that beautifully describe how the day felt? There was laughter, there was joy, and there was creativity, all simmering together. So, I woke up saying ni hao to my phone this morning. We've explored French and Korean for our music, so why not a bit of Chinese, right? Anyways, there's more to it. You'll laugh, but I am actually learning Chinese on mobile language apps, both Duolingo and Memraise. Like a little language adventure right on my handheld device. Also, there couldn't be a better time than now, with the auditions and everything piling up. It's like weaving a thread of diverse cultures through music, and it thrills me to bits. Besides, you know my adaptability mantra. It's almost like lyrics to my life, isn't it? I can't wait to start writing songs sprinkling a bit of Chinese here and there. That's what I told Heejin and the guys in the chat earlier today. Everyone seemed really excited, and honestly, I think it's these spontaneous additions that make our team's music radiant. Max, with his tech palette, quickly chimed in asking which app I chose for learning. Can't decide, I told him. Both are as colorful as a kaleidoscope and just as exciting, you know. Learner's delight aside, Pierre would love to learn a few Chinese phrases, and Heejin suggested Chinese-themed songwriting sessions. I practically whistled through the chat with excitement. And you know Max, he is already working on Chinese AI instrumentals. Talk about enthusiasm. It's like an orchestra preparing for a global symphony, incorporating a vast cultural mix. Our chat had such a joyful aura. And as if that wasn't enough, the idea of blending French, Korean, and Chinese vibes struck like a magical chord. Can you picture our music echoing with a global harmony? Everyone seemed enamored by it, I swear. We may not be famous yet, but our enthusiasm beats any A-list team. But you know, isn't that what music is all about? Breaking barriers, creating harmony, and resonating with hearts across cultures? And let's not forget the universal language of dance. That's the cherry on top. So before this conversation turns into a dissertation on global music, let me leave you with something to think about. If music were a dessert, what would it taste like? Although speaking of desserts, I miss those pastries Dad and I would make in Lion. Perfect nostalgia material right there. So Lucas and I finally put the finishing touches on our music festival tour plan today. I couldn't contain my excitement when we made the final decision, but I can already imagine it's going to be like stepping into a kaleidoscope of different cultures, languages, and of course, music. We'll be starting our adventure in Ibiza, dancing along to the pulsating beats of electronic music amidst millions of music lovers like us. It feels so surreal, doesn't it? Remember when we used to daydream about traveling the world during our art university days? It's actually happening now. I think it's also going to be a fantastic opportunity to incorporate different musical influences into our growing melange of K-pop, don't you think? Just like our Chinese adventure. Speaking of which, my Chinese learning marathon is still in full swing. I've been practicing characters and phrases in every spare minute that I get. But let me tell you, it's no leisurely stroll through a Parisian street market. I'm practically juggling between dance rehearsals, voice lessons, and now these characters that have a mind of their own. Here's a funny thing. During our group chat today, when Heejin and the guys found out that I was knee-deep in Chinese characters, they hilariously asked if I was ready for a quiz. I, of course, gave them a no, but I can hear Max already preparing a fun surprise quiz for me. The mischievous little tech whiz. Oh, and here's another amusing tidbit from our chat. We ended up discussing The Voice and got completely sidetracked by the opera singer they had this time. Triggering something unexpected, I found myself suggesting we incorporate opera into our dance practice. The shock on Pierre's face must be worth seeing, I tell you. I wonder how opera would blend into our music. Maybe we'll end up pioneering a new genre, K-pop perhaps? Remember, you heard it here first. I couldn't help but joke about AI learning to sing opera and gave us a few laughs. I must sign off now. Practice and Chinese characters are calling again. And in between, I think I'll do some yoga to recharge. But you know, these are the moments that paint my day with vivid strokes of happiness. Each day, a unique masterpiece. Don't you agree?